When handling, moving, and transporting dairy animals, the animal's comfort and safety, as well as the caretaker's safety, are of primary concern. Best practices for stockmanship include: animal caretakers working in animal movement are trained on the principles of flight zones and flight distances to know the importance of controlling the animal movement in lanes, alleyways, and other parts of the complex. Animal caretakers have signed a cow care agreement reflecting this training. In addition to these guidelines, the tail must not be used to move or restrain a cow in such a way that the tail becomes injured or broken. Willful mistreatment of cattle is unacceptable. The farm program does not tolerate abusive behavior. Noise is a stressor within housing environments and during routine management practices such as handling, milking, and transport. In best practice, care is taken to minimize noise of all types, including equipment and personnel. Also, animals are handled by equipment appropriate for the procedure. Use of flags, plastic paddles, and a stick with ribbon attached to it are appropriate for handling animals that refuse to move through facilities, but only if minimal force is applied. Any force used must be applied calmly. When it comes to loading and unloading, animals are loaded and unloaded for transit in a manner that minimizes the process of being moved, especially if it involves a loading chute. This is a potentially stressful experience to many animals. In best practice, 3 measures are taken to minimize stress. Train animal caretakers in proper loading and unloading practices, properly locate and design loading areas, and minimize the number of directional changes an animal must take. In best practice, animal caretakers observe proper loading densities and plan to load or unload animals at a time of day that is best for moving the animals. Animals grouped together for the first time not be crowded or otherwise stressed. In best practice, sufficient labor and appropriate equipment are available for loading or unloading animals. Sick or injured animals require special handling. In best practice, marketing decisions are made in a timely manner such that the animals are fit for transport. Non-ambulatory animals or animals that are so weak or debilitated that they are likely to go down during transit are treated or euthanized on farm and are never to be shipped to a processing facility. The National Dairy Farm Program recommends that producers use the top 10 considerations for culling and transporting dairy animals to aid in making such handling and transporting decisions. 1. Do not move non-ambulatory animals to market under any circumstances. 2. Make the decision to treat, to cull, or to euthanize animals promptly. Sick and injured animals should be segregated from the herd. 3. Delay transport of an animal that appears to be exhausted or dehydrated until the animal is rested, fed, and rehydrated. 4. Milk all cows that are still lactating just prior to transporting to a packing or processing facility. 5. Use a transportation company that is knowledgeable about your animal care expectations and provides for the safety and comfort of the animals during transport. 6. Do not transport animals to a packing or processing facility until all proper treatment withdrawal times have been followed. 7. Do not transport animals with a poor body condition, generally a body condition score of less than 2 on a 1 to 5 scale. 8. Do not transport animals that require mechanical assistance to rise and are reluctant or unable to walk, except for veterinary treatment. When using any handling device, abuse must not be tolerated. 9. Do not transport animals with bone fractures of the limbs or injuries to the spine. Animals with a recent fracture unrelated to mobility should be culled and transported directly to a packing or processing facility. And 10. Do not transport animals with conditions that will not pass pre-slaughter inspection at a packing or processing facility. If you're not sure, consult with your veterinarian. When it comes to newborn and milk-fed dairy calf handling, calves are moved by lifting, walking, or mechanical conveyance. Animal caretakers are trained to handle and restrain calves with a minimum of stress to the animal. And transportation devices used to move calves are clean and properly designed and maintained.